Welcome to Yoga Travels with Karen. I'm Karen, and today I'm going to take you through a screen detox routine. So you might be spending a lot more time on your computer these days, or maybe on a phone. It actually doesn't even have to be on a screen. Most of the activities that we do involve leaning forward, driving a car, cooking, washing up, sewing, anything is all leaning forward, rounding through the back, hips closed. So we're going to open up the heart, open up the chest, open up the hip flexors, and hopefully you'll get a nice release. And you can do this anytime just to relax and detox a little from your normal activities. So all you'll need today is just a cushion or a pillow rather off your bed. So go and grab that, and if you're ready, join me on the mat and we'll get started. So for today's class, we're going to start lying down. So this is where you can grab your pillow and place it just underneath your bra strap area, and then just lie down on top of it. So if you find this might be enough, or you can also just fold the pillow in half and maneuver it underneath there as well to give you a little bit more lift through the chest. So this is part of our heart openers, our chest openers, just to release to start with and relax into our practice. So coming down to a lying down position, place that pillow in behind your back, find a comfortable spot, bring your head down nice and gently, open up the arms out to the sides, allow the shoulders to relax. And you might find that this creates a little discomfort in through the chest because you've been leaning forward so much and rounding through the chest to the front. You need to just gently open up. So take some nice slow breaths, just relaxing everything with every exhale, just closing your eyes. Soften the jaw, separate the teeth. Allow that inhale to happen here low in the belly. Feel the belly rise as you inhale, and really focus on that exhale and relaxing through the whole body. Nice big deep inhale in through the nose, and a nice big long exhale. Have you got any tension in your shoulders? If so, relax through that exhale. Let's big deep inhale and exhale. Relax through the hips and the buttocks and the legs. Even just this little bit of lift or raise through the back area here, just opening up that chest, opening up the heart, can be quite uncomfortable when we're so used to leaning forward. You might find this actually quite easy depending on your flexibility at the moment, how you're feeling. This can also be done with blocks, but for now we'll just use the pillow. We'll revisit this at the end, so perhaps you can see a difference in how you feel, how your chest and your back feels. Take one more nice big deep breath in. And exhale, relaxing through the shoulders, the chest, the belly, the hips, the legs, the face, the whole body. I'm just going to slowly prop ourselves up just to remove that pillow, bringing it out to the side, just out of the way. And now coming down all the way to Shavasana, and just feel how that feels. Can you feel a difference? Can you feel a softness through the chest, through the back? One more nice slow breath here. Good. On your next inhale, let's take a big breath. Stretch out the arms up overhead. Flex through the feet. Toes are pointing up. And exhale right where you are. Allow everything to relax and soften. Another big inhale. Maybe point through the toes this time. Stretch those fingers out all the way as far as you can. And this time as you exhale, bring both knees in. Interlace the fingers around the shins and bring the nose up to the knees, a nice tight ball. Good, and coming all the way down. Good, coming down. We're going to roll over onto our stomachs. There we go. First of all, bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders, the hands are down. Tops of the feet are down, activating the legs. We're going to lift the chest into a Sphinx pose, looking diagonally down between the hands. Activate the legs and the knees might come up. Press down through the tops of the feet. Lift up through that chest. We're creating a nice compression in that lower back. Just warming it up. Beautiful. Coming down, we're going to come down on the left cheek. Our left arm is going to come straight out to the side. So coming down, you might find that it's not comfortable for your neck to place your cheek all the way down. So see how you go. The other hand, right hand, pressing down, rolling onto the side of our body, getting a nice stretch through that shoulder. This top leg, it's floating around, just bend it, place the foot in behind the leg if that suits you. You might feel a little release through the hip here as well, through the inner thigh. And just choose where your head goes. If you can, bring it down. See how you go. Or maybe it's just more comfortable opening, keeping it lifted up. Really focusing on that shoulder, opening, stretching through that shoulder, opening up that part of the chest. Beautiful. One more breath. Good. And rolling back down onto the belly. Leave the right hand there. The left hand comes into the same position on the other side, and just a little baby cobra. So just lifting the chest a little. The hands can come up. They're not providing any pressure. They're not pressing down. Tops of the feet are down. Legs are activated. Keep that gaze diagonally forward so we're not hyperextending through the neck. We're just creating a nice lengthening through the spine all the way up to the neck, to the skull. Beautiful. We're going to come down on the other side now. So right arm coming out to the side, left hand side of the head coming down if it suits, or letting it float and rolling on to the side. Left leg coming up and just finding what suits you. Feel that nice release through the shoulder. Might need to adjust where the hand is a little. Straight arm. Use that breath. One more nice slow breath. Good, and rolling down. Nice and controlled. Bring that hand back in. Let's go for another baby cobra. Press the tops of the feet down. If it suits, you might like to come up a little bit further. Not forcing anything. You'll get a nice compression in the lower back by staying in baby cobra. Feel a nice opening up through the abdominal area, right through the front up to the sternum. Rolling down, good. Let's come onto the knees, lifting up into that half plank. We're going to push back into a child pose. So you can bring your knees out to the sides if you'd like. Bring the hands forward, walking them forward. Let's keep, everything has a focus of opening up the front part of our body. So let's take a nice big inhale here. Lift that chest, and as you exhale, slide the hands forward. Allow the chest to fall forward. Forehead coming down. Beautiful. Coming up, just looking between the hands. We're going to come up into a tabletop position. So find your tabletop position. The knees are hip distance apart. Hands are coming underneath the shoulders or maybe a little bit in front. Check your knees, your feet are hidden in behind your knees. With a nice neutral back, lifting up through the arms and the shoulders. Take a big breath in.
And with the exhale, tuck that tailbone under. Chin to the chest, round up through the back, push up. You might find just leaning back a little through the legs increases that stretch. As you inhale, tilt the tailbone up. Allow the belly to fall down a little, but not collapsing through those shoulders, lifting up. That's it. And looking diagonally forward. Again, not hyperextending through the neck, just that diagonal forward. Good. Exhale, rounding through. Chin to the chest. Inhale. Tailbone up. Press up through those shoulders. Activate the arms, the shoulders, chest. One more. Inhale. Allow that belly to drop, but not the shoulders. And lifting back to a neutral spine. Very good. Let's just look around to the sides. Look around to the right ankle. Push that left hip out to the side. Feel a little release through there. Other side. Go with the breath. Exhale as you crunch. So inhale to come to center. Then exhale. Looking around. Other side. Last time. Good, let's bring those big toes together, knees apart, let's drop the hips again. A nice big inhale, and exhale, soften all the way down, forehead coming down. Beautiful, looking up between the hands now, stretch out those fingers, just check your index fingers. We're going to line those up with the sides, they're parallel to the mat, okay? Fingers are spread wide, we're coming into a downward dog. So bring the knees into hip distance apart, tuck the toes. We're going to lift the hips, keep the knees nice and bent, so we're bringing the chest towards the thigh. That's it, again, can you see that we're opening up that chest? Beautiful, let's bring the heels down. You might like to walk the heels out. Walking that dog, press those hands down, fingers are nice and flat into the mat. Beautiful, come up high on the toes and push the heels down. Good, nice, all right. That left foot's going to come into the center a touch. The right leg is going to lift. We're going to keep those hips nice and square, nice and even to the mat. That's it, flex the foot. And we're going to take a big inhale. And as we exhale, bring that knee to the nose and coming a little forward onto the front, onto the arms. And inhale, open up, just lifting up, nice square hips, pulling the belly button back to spine. Exhale, knee to the nose, pushing forward. Last one, lifting up. That's good. And bring that knee forward. We're going to step it between the hands. Nice, drop that back knee, untuck the toes. Nice, and just have a look at that ankle. Is it directly under your knee? If so, perfect. If it's a little bit far back, then just wiggle the toes forward. You want it either directly under or a little bit in front. That's it. Now we're really opening up that left hip flexor now. So finding a nice balanced position. I tend to have my knee that just cradles within my shoulder here, within my arm, and I find that if I just use my arm a little to push that knee either left or right, it just increases the stretch or changes the stretch just slightly. Good. We're going to come up using that core into our lunge. Now reaching the arms up nice and high. Our leg is almost straight, not quite. It's almost straight because the body's back. Interlacing the fingers, we're going to place them in behind the head. We're opening up those wings to open up the chest. Now take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, slide that knee forward and lifting the chest, looking up, maybe towards the ceiling or the sky, depending on where you are. So really feel that extra opening in that left hip flexor now, maybe through the shoulders and the armpits perhaps. Beautiful, coming back to that center. Release the hands and bringing them down. Right hand on the right knee, left hand down. We're going to twist our body towards that bent knee and lifting up if it suits. If it doesn't suit to lift your arm, just leave it there. It's no problem. Either way, you can look up again if it suits your neck. Allow those hips to fall forward. Beautiful. Let's bring that hand down. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. We're going to step back. And that right leg is coming up into our almost three-legged dog. Good. And let's return it down. Excellent. Walk out the legs. Good. Just that right foot now slightly into center. Left leg coming up. Hips nice and square. Belly button back to spine. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, knee to the nose, coming forward. Inhale, lift that leg. Exhale. Inhale. And this time, as we exhale, step that foot between the hands. Nice big soft step. Drop that back knee. Untuck the toes. Finding your nice low lunge here, hands either side of that front foot. Again, you might like to use that shoulder, that armpit to cradle that knee and just adjust, use that to adjust the body, adjust the alignment. Check your ankle is under your knee or a little in front. Good, allow that hip to open. Use that breath. Beautiful. Let's come up, coming up, reaching the arms up, straightening a little through that leg. It's not coming completely straight. Interlace the fingers, place behind the head. Open up the wings. Take a big inhale. And slide that left knee forward as you exhale. Really feel that opening in that right hip flexor now, lifting the chest a little, lifting the gaze. Keep the forehead relaxed though. Beautiful, one more breath. Good, let's bring those hands down for a twist. To the left this time, left right hand down, left arm, either on the knee or reaching up, looking up if it suits. Good, bringing that hand down, tuck the toes, lift the knee, stepping back into our three-legged dog, lifting that leg and bringing it down. Let's walk the feet out, walk the heels. Good. Beautiful. All right, we're going to lift that right leg again nice and high. This time we're going to stack those hips on top of each other and bend that leg, flex the foot. Now we come into our full three-legged dog. Just check your weight distribution in your hands. Is it nice and even, or do you find that maybe it's more in one or the other? Try and even it up. Might help just to look under the right arm. Good. We're going to straighten that leg, square the hips, and this foot is coming forward, coming into our king pigeon pose. The right knee coming behind the right wrist. You might need to adjust a little with the hands. Now that back foot, it's up on the knee, it's up on the toes. Just slide that knee back and then untuck the toes. See how you go here? You might like to tuck the toes, lift the knee, slide the hips back. It might only be a subtle movement, but you might find that it allows you to relax those hips a little further into the mat. We're going to keep our chest up. You can come onto the fingertips. Just lifting that chest. Keep that back leg activated, pressing down on the top of the foot down into the mat. Now just check where your shoulders are. Have your shoulders come up right to your ears? If so, bringing them down. We're opening the chest here, lifting up, looking up if it suits. Maybe a little adjustment. Right hip sliding back a touch. Increase that nice release through the buttocks, through the piriformis muscle, and through that left hip flexor as well. One more breath here. Good, coming down. We're going to tuck the back toes, lifting that leg, stretching all the way back into our downward dog. Beautiful. Good, let's do that on the other side. Now left leg coming up, hips are being stacked, three-legged dog, top leg bends and the foot flexes. Protecting that knee. Again, check the balance, the weight distribution between both hands, both arms. You might like to look under the left arm this time. Good, let's straighten the leg, square the hips, swing that knee forward and behind the wrist. And let's find our pigeon pose. So sliding those hips back, really use that foot to lift the knee, allow the knee to come up and slide back. And find your hands, find your balance on your hips. You might find you can adjust this leg as you do this pose more. So it makes it a little easier to have that foot closer to the hip here, and it makes it more difficult once you start squaring that shin up parallel to the edge of your mat. Just see how you go. You'll find whatever's comfortable is where you'll go to, and as you practice more, you might find that you make little adjustments. So let's lift that chest, check the shoulders, bringing them down, lift the chest, gaze coming up. Some nice big slow breaths, maybe adjust a little, maybe you need to bring the right hip down or the left hip back. Good, beautiful stretch, opening up, hips, hip flexors, even the chest. One more breath. Good, rolling down, bring the hands down, tuck the back toes, last downward dog, walking those feet out. Beautiful. All right, coming up high on the toes, we're going to bring the knees down. Keep those toes tucked, and we're going to bring the hips back towards the heels. I know you don't like this one, or maybe you do. Actually, I struggle with this one, but I know it's good for me. We're going to bring those hands down. It's not about getting our chest down on this one. It's really about that release through the toes. So let's just have a couple of breaths here. A big inhale. And as you exhale, soften through the chest, through the hips. Feel those toes. Keep smiling if you can. Here we go, one more breath. Very good. Let's untuck the toes, give them a little patter. And we're going to come up into a camel pose. So we'll do a modified camel pose first, and then you can choose whether you'd like to try the full or just stay with the modified. The choice is yours, of course. So you might like to have your feet flat, or you might like to tuck your toes. If you tuck your toes, a little hint, your heels are a little closer to when we're going to grab the heels. So at first, if you're not used to this, you might like to do that just to make the pose a little easier. So to start this pose, we're going to bring our hands in behind our hips, so the ball of our hand sits in just in this curve above the buttocks, and the fingers will then just curl over the buttocks. So for a start, we're going to, the idea here is that it's a chest opener, a hip opener, and a leg strengthener as well. So let's press down with those knees, make sure that they're hip distance apart, and we're going to bring those elbows back towards each other, just looking straight forward, not through the neck or anything, not hyperextending through the neck. And let's push those hips forward. You can feel maybe that your chest comes back a little. Good, keep that chin coming towards the chest. And just leaning back a touch and coming forward. Good, that's step one. Let's go to step two now. We're coming back again. Press those hands down, elbows coming towards each other, shoulders down and back. Press those hips, activate the thighs. I'm going to release our right hand, place it on our right heel. Beautiful. Try and square those hips up. Now you might just stay here. This is fantastic, perfectly fine. You might like to release that left arm and reach it up. If so, don't reach it up so you're twisting. This is not about the twist. We want a nice square shoulders here. So feeling that compression in the lower back, activate the buttocks, the thighs. Good, pushing those hips up a touch. Excellent. We're going to swap over, but first of all, bring the hand back, release that right hand. Good. Let's untuck the toes, and we're just going to sit for just one moment. Just allow that blood to go through the body. When we compress a part of our body, the blood starts to pool there, and then when we release it, it goes right through the whole body, so it increases our circulation beautifully. All right, let's do that on the other side now. Tuck the toes if you'd like, hands in behind, elbows towards each other, pressing those hips a little forward, activate the thighs, activate the belly, lifting, pressing back, but just looking forward. Release that left hand. You can stay here, or you can lift that right arm, reaching it straight up. Remember, that right shoulder's coming down to square the hips, square the chest, keep the chin towards the chest. Good. All right, let's release that hand back down. Lifting slowly, release that left hand, and let's release back down. Again, just for a moment, allow the blood to do its thing and increase our circulation. When we sit behind a computer or sit on a couch, wherever we're sitting, lying down, sitting in a car, everything's pooling where it is. And sometimes we can get, that's why on an aeroplane we can get swollen ankles, because the blood is not able to do its natural rotation through the body. So by compressing in certain parts, we can help that happen. So let's lift up. Now you have the choice here to do exactly the same with the right side and the left side, or if you'd like to come into the full camel pose, join me through these instructions. So bringing the hands in behind, elbows coming towards each other. Let's activate those thighs, pressing those hips forward, activate the buttocks. Let's lean back a touch, keep the chin to the chest. Release the right hand first, release the left hand. And beautiful. So just staying here, shoulders nice and square, chin is to the chest, activating, pushing those hips up. Maybe you can feel a nice opening now through the chest, through the hips. You have a choice here depending on how your neck is. You can lift the gaze up, or if it suits your neck, you can drop the head all the way back and cradle it in between the shoulder muscles. One more breath. Good. If your head's back, gently bringing it up. Replace the hands one by one and support the back. Lifting up and coming down. Untuck the toes. Let's just take a moment here. We're going to come down into a child pose as our counter pose. Quite a strong back bend. You might feel that working there through the lower back. So let's relieve that. Now you can separate the knees, but I find a counter pose for camel pose is much more comfortable with the knees together. But if that doesn't suit you, by all means, separate them, but maybe not as wide as you normally would. So coming down. Just ease down, because if you have got some discomfort through the lower back, you don't want to force anything. Just go with the breath, coming down, forehead coming down. Arms can come out to the sides, draping those shoulders over the legs. Soften through the back, through the shoulders, through the neck. Take a few nice slow breaths here. Good, gently rolling up. You come straight over onto our buttocks. And we'll bring the legs out in front. Give them a nice shake after being in that position. Beautiful. Now another nice counter pose for a back bend is a twist. So we're going to come into a twist. So we'll bend that right leg up. We'll we'll step it over our left leg. Now you can keep that leg straight if you like, if that suits you, that's perfectly fine. Or if you have the flexibility and comfort through your hips, you can bring that foot back as well, but make sure both of your sit bones are down nice and evenly. You're not now doing this. If you're doing this, then please straighten your leg out to the front so you get the full benefit of the twist. So we're just going to interlace the fingers around the shin to get comfortable, get nice and even on those sit bones. We're going to release our right hand, take a breath in, lifting up, and as we exhale, wrapping that left arm around, right arm all the way, big circle to the back, exhaling and twisting. On your next inhale, just make any adjustments through that front leg into the elbow and looking over with the exhale a little further to the back. Good, take some nice slow breaths here. beautiful twist. This is one that you can do really easily when you're sitting down on a chair. You can cross your legs over, just place your hand on the outside of that leg and just twist around. Your arm can come over the back of the seat, the chair. If it suits you right now and you're nice and even on your sit bones, you can release that backhand and wrap it around towards the thigh, towards the left thigh. But if you do that and you find that you collapse, then again, just use your hand to help support you, keep that spine nice and straight. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Big inhale. And as you exhale, release and twist a little more. 1 more breath. And release. Good, and slowly unravel the arms, twisting back to the front, the legs coming forward, and give them a nice shake. Beautiful. Left leg coming in. Step it over the right, and choice is yours here. You might find that one side's easier than the other. Sometimes we've got a bit of a dodgy knee, and that stops us from bringing that leg under. See how you go. Again, whatever suits you today. And it might be different to tomorrow, and it might be different to yesterday. All right, let's lift that left arm up with an inhale. So we exhale, right arm wrapping around, big circle to the back with the left, and exhale. Next inhale, make any adjustments with the chest, with the belly, with the leg, and exhale, twisting a little further. Check you're nice and even on those sit bones. At this point, if you are nice and steady, you can maintain that nice straight spine. Feel free to bring that left arm now around, reaching towards that left thigh. Don't compromise the alignment though. Take some nice slow breaths. We'll do 2 more nice slow breaths. So big inhale. And exhale, release a little further. Soften through the back. Inhale. And soften a little further. Good, unraveling the arms, unraveling the legs. Give them a nice shake. Beautiful. Coming into a nice seated position here just for a moment. I want you to focus on the furthest point away that you can see. It's important not to forget our eyes in our screen detox, because obviously it's usually quite close to us where we're looking. And what happens is our short distance muscles are being overworked, and we forget to actually retrain and to use our long distance sight muscles or eye muscles. So let's do that for a little bit now. So I want you just to focus on the furthest point. You might need to look out a window, or if you've got a hallway, look down towards the end of the hallway. And this is also a great one to do just while you're sitting at a desk. If you have a moment to not look at the screen, then while you're thinking about something, perhaps just focus on somewhere far away. You might find that your eyes are a little fuzzy to start with, and really just focus and find that nice clear vision. Obviously, if you wear glasses because you need them to see in the distance, it might be difficult to focus. Maybe put the glasses on. Good. Now I want you to open your eyes up as wide as you possibly can. And just closing the eyes. Soften the eyes. Feel perhaps there's some tension in the eyelids or above, around the eyebrows or the forehead. Focus just on relaxing all around the eyes. Good. Opening them up again. Find that distance point. Staring, opening the eyes as far as you can, as wide as you can. You might need to blink a lot as well while you do it. Opening up now with your hands. Rub them nice and fast. Warming them up. Feel the palms warm up. Keep going, keep going. Eyes are open, eyes are open. Hard to do 2 things at once. Open up, open up. Now, close your eyes, cup your hands and place them over the eye sockets. Don't press down on the eye. Just feel that warmth. Maybe feel that relaxation through the eyelids, through the forehead. Nice and warm. Good. Take a big deep breath in. And exhaling down, release the hands. Beautiful. I'm going to get our pillow again. We're going to place it back under our back, at the upper back, and coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. So bringing the pillow down, you might find that this is enough still, or you might like to fold the pillow in half. And placing it under the bra strap. For you fellas out there, I'm sure you know where that bra strap line is. Bringing the soles of the feet together for our Supta Baddha Konasana. And we're going to bring that head back down, coming into a nice supine position. Reach those arms up. Bring the elbows, or bend the elbows, bring the thumbs into the elbow creases, lift those forearms up over the head, feeling that nice chest opening occurring, and maybe through the hips as well, through the inner thighs. And you might find that this is too much on your lower back. If so, feel free to bring the feet to the width of the mat and the knees to fall in towards each other if you have a particularly tender lower back. See how you go. You might find that after lying like this for a minute, that's enough, and you need to bring your knees up. By all means, change as you go. So let's just begin to shut everything down as we come into our relaxation. Closing the eyes, soften the eyes. Hopefully they're nice and relaxed. Feel that belly rise as you inhale, and the rest of the body soften as you exhale. I'm going to count 4 breaths for you. We'll do a nice relaxation breath of inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 6. I'll count you through. Exhaling all the air from your lungs. Let's inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Return to a natural breath. We'll come into our full Shavasana from here. So slowly release the arms and the legs. And we'll move that pillow, just release it from underneath. And feel free to either push it off to the side, or you might like to place it under your thighs. Just to allow a bit of relaxation through the lower back and the hips. Place the hands away from the body, palms facing upwards. Heels are a little more than hip distance apart, and allow the toes to roll out to the sides. Be aware of the sensations you feel now through your back. Maybe you feel your chest nice and open. The hips as well. Take a few moments to completely relax your body in Shavasana. Take as long as you like. I thank you for sharing this practice with me, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.